Goji fans? I am back with another video. And now, like I said in the last short video I made, I was gonna react to the Indominus Rex versus Skullcrawler fight from Goji Center. So now, honestly, who would win? The Indominus Rex from Jurassic World and the Skullcrawler from Kong Skull Island. Honestly, who would win? I don't know. I honestly don't know who would win. If I had to choose though, I'm probably gonna choose if they were the same height. I know the Skullcrawler is probably bigger than the Indominus Rex, and who knows which Skullcrawler Goji Center is talking about, but he's most likely who knows which Skullcrawler the one he's comparing it to the Indominus Rex in this video. But he's most likely talking about the one that fought Kong at the end of Kong Skull Island. He's most likely talking about that one. The one from the final battle in Kong Skull Island. So anyway, let's just check this out.
Google Career Certificates provide online job training that's fast and flexible.
As usual. As usual. As usual.
Put your skills to work with a Google Career Certificate.
In the Jurassic World franchise, no other dinosaur has inflicted devastating carnage on an entire ecosystem like the Indominus Rex.
That's true.
Back with creatures whose mere existence is to kill, eat, and repeat. The Skullcrawlers. So what would happen if a fully grown Indominus Rex walks into a Skullcrawler? Will the Skullcrawler be yet another fatality, or will the Indominus Rex be another monster's lunch? In this battle, we will compare these two creatures toe-to-toe and determine who will walk out of this battle alive.
Goji Center, nice animation. That looks, well, I mean, to be fair, what was that? He always makes his videos like that. He always makes his little models like that, but I'm just saying, hold on.
Fatality, or will the Indominus Rex be another monster's lunch? In this,
I know he always makes his little models like that, but I just want to say the Skullcrawler and Mechagodzilla. No, not Mechagodzilla. Indominus Rex. Those little detail models right there, insane. How far we've come. How far have we come.
Battle, we will compare these two creatures toe-to-toe and determine who will walk out of this battle alive. We will compare these creatures' strength, weapons, violent behaviors, and more to determine which one of these monsters
very
will
violent
live
creatures.
till another day.
They both are very violent
Villain.
creatures.
Psycho versus Psycho. So make sure you hang tight till the end.
Psycho
as we
versus
put these
Psycho.
two man-eaters to the test to determine who is the ultimate island's terror. We know you are watching this video because you love battles. But take a moment and imagine a place where you could fight against millions of real players in the arena. Well, now you have an
Hey, Goji Center, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Keep your channel going. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so.
Just click the link in the description and we'll see you there. Thanks to Raid for sponsoring this video. And now let's see how the...
I just wonder, why is Raid in every sponsor video? Raid Legends and in every sponsored video, guys. Have you guys noticed that? Have you guys noticed that? It's like in almost every sponsored video, it's Raid Legends. So, yeah. I'm not hating on it, but I'm just saying.
Indominus will fare against the Skullcrawler. Before we put these two monsters in the analysis platform, let's take a small moment to understand their builds. In the 2015 film Jurassic World, the Indominus Rex was not fully grown. This hybrid was designed to be more fierce, stronger, and larger than the...
I mean, I think I've heard that before. I think I've heard someone said that the Indominus Rex in Jurassic World was not fully grown. It was still growing. It was in her prime state. Yeah. Whereas Rexy, which by the way, I like the name, Rexy was fully grown. to the point where it's just getting older. It's getting old. Which, by the way, I wonder how Rexy is gonna be in Jurassic World Dominion when it comes out. But hey, we're getting off topic.
T-Rex, fully grown, she would have reached up to 51 feet in length, a whopping 20.6 feet in height, and weighed somewhere around 8 tons. In addition to these measurements,
Spinosaurus the King, a fully grown Spinosaurus versus a fully grown Indominus Rex. Try your comparisons now. Sorry about that little rant I just did, because Spinosaurus the King think the Spinosaurus is like the strongest dinosaur ever made. Like, no. Or at least in the Jurassic World franchise. No, Jurassic Park franchise.
it's imperative to note that this dinosaur's genetic pool included many other dinosaurs and animals, such as the Velociraptor.
I know it's his opinion, but he there's a video where he tried to get on other fans were thinking that the T-Rex or the Indominus was stronger than the Spinosaurus, and like why am I even bringing up that dumbass?
Giga, Majungasaurus, Viavenator, Dinosuchus, Therizinosaurus, cuttlefish, frogs, and even pit vipers. We will find out why these traits are important throughout this video. The skull crawler, or also known as cranium reptant, are strange two-legged creatures mostly known for their infamous skull pattern on their heads.
Now that I think about it, I actually think the skull crawler might have a chance to be stronger.
Version of these skull crawlers. We will be using this juvenile specimen to face a fully grown Indominus Rex, as it would be brutally unfair to face an Indominus.
Wait, but at the same time, I remember Jurassic World. At the same time, I remember the Indominus Rex can camouflage. Yeah, I remember.
Something like this.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to get pissed off in this video. I don't even want to get the Mechagodzilla versus Skullcrawler fight. Oh, I just hate this fight so much. It's not even a fight.
Now let's get to the analysis platform. Resistance.
Sorry, I know he's not really talking about that fight, but every time I just look at that thing, it's just the worst fight in the whole entire multiverse. In the whole entire monsterverse.
One of the most
but I'm gonna get over it.
known attributes of the Indominus Rex was its layer of thick hide equipped with spiny osteoderms. This layer was able to withstand different types of damage, such as shotgun fire, M134 minigun bullets.
Bullets can't do anything. Jesus Christ, people. I know I beg for good human plots in these type of films, but yes, I'm one of those kaiju fans who begs for good human plots in these films, but I just need them to realize that bullets cannot hurt. I know I beg for good human plots in these films, but bullets cannot hurt these creatures. Sorry for all the stuttering, but bullets cannot hurt these creatures. How many times do we have to tell you? Let's keep going.
Several T-Rex bites and raptor slashes, and a blast from an AT-4 rocket launcher. This dinosaur's resistance goes beyond its skin. The impact of an AT-4 launcher was strong enough to knock the Indominus down. The shock.
When I first saw Jurassic World, I honestly thought the Indominus was much more powerful than I think of it now.
Animal's skeletal build was extremely strong as well. An example of this is how it manages to soak an ankylosaur tail strike through the
Like, you
head
see,
and
that's what I mean.
inflict
That's what I mean. Like, I thought the Indominus was stronger than I
But
think it
not in
is
the way
now.
the Indominus is resistant. Going back to Kong's Skull Island, this animal's skin is actually not thick at all, as it was easily cut by an individual holding a sword. This animal is also vulnerable to explosions or shrapnel, but there won't be any of that in this battle. What will show up are tons of clawing and biting. But it just so happens that this
I know I
creature
said the
does have an
Skullcrawler
extremely
might
resistant part of
have
its
a
body.
chance of beating the
Its skull.
Indominus, but
These
if I'm gonna be
animals
honest, I
impact
really do
from
not
rocks,
know.
trees, and even horned skulls. The most important thing to note about the Skullcrawler's resistance is that although its body can still get injured, the only real way to kill a Skullcrawler is by disembowelment. No matter where a Skullcrawler is injured, this thing will continue on fighting. The best example of this is how this Skullcrawler had its throat slit and still kept fighting. So who takes the edge? On the one end, we have a dinosaur who will be difficult to pierce and with an extremely strong skeletal frame. On the other hand, we see a monster that will take damage, but with only one true corporal weakness, which puts their
Yeah, they're
level of
equal.
resistance
Yeah, they're
at
equal.
equilibrium for this battle.
See, that's
Intelligence. You might recall that the Indominus is made out of a very diverse gene pool. Raptor DNA makes itself present in this attribute, as we see the Indominus Rex outwit and even strategize assaults against humans. This animal could also retain long-term memories in detail, use camouflage to its advantage,
Yeah.
and try to outwit humans into instigating her own escape from her enclosure. This animal knows what it's doing, and it likes to kill for
Sorry.
fun. Animals that show extremely cruel behavior, such as killing for sport, tend to be highly intelligent beings. Take lions and orcas,
Oh.
for example. In addition to that,
I'm
this
not
dinosaur
sensitive.
is an
I'm not
extremely quick
sensitive.
learner. In Jurassic World, this dinosaur came up with a strategy to defeat an ankylosaur by flipping it, while being the very first time encountering this animal. Skullcrawlers are also intelligent and social creatures that live in caverns and attack larger animals using swarm tactics. This is how they laid waste to the entire Kong species many years back, before the events of Kong Skull Island. More mature skullcrawlers will develop a keen sense of danger and suspicion, determining whether something is a threat. Take, for example, the instance of when Earl Cole tried to sacrifice himself by blowing up the skullcrawler. After this skullcrawler determined that this particular human was not safe to eat,
Y'all saw that little quote on the bottom of the screen? You look sus. Y'all saw that little quote? Y'all saw that?
Their aggressive instincts might sometimes take over in place of basic reasoning. Therefore, this malfunction ends up giving the edge to the Indominus Rex when it comes to battle intelligence.
I kind of figured that.
Life gets busy, and whether you're running around town or getting
Sorry for moving around too much. You know what? I'm gonna just take a seat, so that way we won't have movement anymore. If that's bothering y'all.
Strength. Let's go back to this.
Oh, strength. Okay. I think I know. I don't know if I'm true, but I think the Skullcrawler actually has this one. Now, hold on. The Skullcrawler, the way I remember the tails and you like pull it back, and then the tongues. I remember, and then when the Skullcrawler was on Kong ready to eat him, he had his feet pinned down on Kong's chest when Kong was stuck in the chains. Yeah, I think he might do the same to the Skullcrawler. All he could do, and there you go.
Dinosaur's gene composition. We see that the most
Unless the Indominus Rex, the Indominus Rex can like kick it off or like bite it hard to the point where it not injures, like puts the Skullcrawler in pain. Maybe then the Indominus Rex might have an advantage, or the fight's gonna be more equal at that point.
powerful contributor when it comes to physical
Sorry for
strength
talking
is
slow,
most
by the
likely
way.
the Tyrannosaurus Rex. This is proven in the film, as we saw both the Indominus and the Rex ragdoll each other against buildings.
I
Unlike
felt
the
so
T-Rex,
bad for
however,
Rexy.
The Indominus's overall strength is distributed differently. For the Indominus, most of the strength exertion happens in the mandibles, neck, forearms, and legs. These were strong enough to grab a Rex and slam it on its side. But with
I
this
felt so
strength,
bad for
it's
Rexy
useful
when
against
she
the
was getting
Skullcrawler.
beat up.
Its opponent's anatomical build makes makes it very difficult to knock down or simply push around thanks to its weight, wider stance, and third limb, the tail. Its higher muscle density suggests this animal is perhaps stronger than the Indominus Rex in
Yeah.
key areas. More
That's what I was talking
specifically,
about.
its extremely strong
The
and
tail?
prehensile tail.
Uh-huh.
Limbs so strong
Yeah,
they can
like,
literally
just,
pick up
just,
an opponent,
yeah, that right
fling it
there.
at a great distance, or be used for constriction. Both of these animals are strong, but the skull crawler has strength allocation where it
Yeah.
matters and where it can be used
I predicted
most
it.
effectively.
Okay.
Knowing this, the edge goes to the skull crawler for overall strength. Agility.
I can understand.
When it comes to
Agility.
the Indominus Rex was
Yeah, okay. Agility, that goes to the Indominus Rex, if I'm gonna be honest. Agility. Just look how the Indominus is built. Look how it's built.
certainly more agile than any other super theropod in the Jurassic World franchise. This dinosaur had raptor and Giganotosaurus DNA.
Just look how it's built compared to the Skullcrawler. The Skullcrawler only has its two long, pretty thick legs. It's two long, thick legs. Whereas the Indominus is built. Wait, no, never mind. Wait, I mean the Skullcrawler does jump a lot, so I don't know. The Skullcrawler does jump a lot, and it's a bit, and it's faster. And the Skullcrawler is faster, but I think I'm still gonna go with the Indominus anyway. So whatever.
in its genetic composition. Both of these dinosaurs' mobility traits seem to have migrated to its current attributes, which are mostly reflected by its longer set of limbs and lighter build. So
I'm happy. I'm ready to see the Giganotosaurus fight Rexy and Dominion. I'm so pumped to see the Giganotosaurus fight Rexy and Dominion. Off topic, but I just saw the screens. Giganotosaurus was on the screen. That's why I had to mention that. But I'm sorry.
yes, for a big dinosaur, the Indominus was pretty agile. But compared to the Skullcrawler, that's another story. It does not take an anatomical expert to realize that this monster could move in ways that no other dinosaur could. Apart from being a third limb, this tail allowed the Skullcrawler to literally steer itself to make extremely sharp turns and use these for attack. The most perfect example of this can be taken from this scene. Observe how the Skullcrawler makes an instant 180-degree turn in less than a second.
That scene happened so fast. I totally forgot about that. I forgot about that scene.
Most other animals can't. By comparing these two animals' movements side by side, we see that the Indominus moves around in a more lumbering fashion compared to the Skullcrawler. Seeing this visual evidence, it's clear that the edge for battle agility goes to the Skullcrawler. But will this make any difference in terms of speed? Overall,
Speed, Skullcrawler all day. Team Skullcrawler all day when it comes to speed. Literally, just look at Kong Skull Island. Look how it runs. Heck, in Godzilla vs. Kong, before he got killed by Mechagodzilla, look how fast it tried to jump to kill Madison. Look, Madison. Yeah, look how fast it jumped. I mean, he's big and he's far away, but still, look how fast he jumped.
all speed. In an enclosure, the Indominus' speed is clocked at 30 miles per hour. Keep in mind that this metric is when the Indominus measures a mere 40 feet long. Our fully grown Indominus now measures 50 feet long and weighs more, meaning that this larger animal is most likely slower, reaching speeds of up to 25 miles per hour. This still gives enough momentum to ram and knock other dinosaurs off their feet, which could possibly aid the Indominus in hitting the Skullcrawler on a vulnerable area. A Skullcrawler of this size could move its legs as fast as the Indominus Rex, but the difference is the way they make strides. This monster's leg range of motion allows it to cover more ground in less
You
time,
see?
using the same
The
amount of
Skullcrawler is
strides.
faster.
Juveniles are even faster. Remember that these younglings exist to eat, so fast locomotion to chase down prey is imperative. In short bursts of speed, however, this animal's leg anatomy allows it to literally catapult itself forward, almost airborne, covering even
See
more
that?
distance in
Yeah,
a
that's what I
second.
was
This
talking
ability
about
to
with the
thrust itself
Mechagodzilla
forward
vs.
at very high
Skullcrawler.
speeds gives the Skullcrawler the once again in overall speed.
Yeah.
Before we get into how they will tear each other apart, we need to cover the terrain adaptability of these two monsters. Terrain adaptability.
I was wondering where it would take place, where they would fight. Like if they were really together, like fighting, I was wondering this whole time where they would even fight.
Compatible with the battle terrain is important when fighting a skullcrawler. This particular dinosaur has been seen fighting it out with other dinosaurs in close quarters, such as dense jungles and other areas filled with obstacles, and did okay. But what really sets this animal apart is its ability to camouflage. Cuttlefish DNA allows this dinosaur to blend with its surroundings, whether it's jungle or other darker ambience. The skullcrawler is also well adapted to fight in many terrains, including water. Yes, you heard that right. In the novelization of Kong Skull Island, skullcrawlers have hidden gills, which could technically allow these to swim or walk underwater and invade the populated mainland.
Imagine a skull crawler underwater. Imagine a skull crawler underwater. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think the battle is over by then. I think if the Indominus Rex fights the skull crawler underwater, the skull crawler is winning anytime soon, because I think the Indominus Rex could swim, I don't know. But the way the Mosasaurus bit down the Indominus Rex and dragged it down, pulled it down the water, yeah, I think that's how it will go here. I think the same exact thing will happen here if they fight in the water.
In this battle, however, the edge will go to whoever can detect the opponent first. Given that the Indominus Rex also has thermal vision, thanks to the Viper DNA, the skullcrawler will always be on the Indominus Rex's scope of vision. The skullcrawler doesn't necessarily have thermal vision, but does have heat-seeking sensors in its empty eye sockets. But because the Indominus can camouflage at will, this advantage could give the Indominus a few more moments of cover. This ability to seamlessly blend with its surroundings gives the Indominus the edge for terrain adaptability.
I mean, I don't know. On land, the Indominus might win, but I think the skullcrawler will win underwater. Wait, I mean, the Indominus does have camouflage ability, but
effectiveness. Now let's get into some real damage. The Indominus Rex and the skullcrawler have very, very different types of skull anatomy. You will notice that the Indominus's teeth are exposed like that of a crocodile, courtesy of the Deinosuchus DNA. This animal had around 74 teeth that varied in size, but were extremely strong and durable. These teeth were mounted on mandibles that could open more than 90 degrees thanks to Viper DNA and bite down with the force similar to that of a T-Rex. Its lower jaw or underbite allowed it to capture more surface area with each bite. How strong of a bite? Well, just take a look at how the Indominus Rex crushed a bulletproof gyrosphere. These spike-shaped teeth and wide-open jaws indicate that its bite had the purpose of gripping and piercing, and then proceeding to rip out a huge chunk of flesh.
God
A skullcrawler's cranium and bottom mandible is similar to that of a mosasaur, but their teeth are very different. Skullcrawler teeth are very straight and pointy, pointing backwards, that is. This means that if it clamps its teeth and the victim manages to escape the grip, it will leave behind skin and layers of flesh. The thicker and most deadly set of teeth are found in the middle back portion of the skull. In order for these to actually pierce the Indominus, the skullcrawler must first land a good wholesome bite. But what about bite force? If we look at a cross-section between both skulls, we find that the surface area covered with teeth in this skull is much wider, almost evenly distributing pressure. In contrast, the Indorex's pointy teeth are the only surface in which the tremendous amount of force is pushed into the victim, giving it more piercing power. And given that the Indominus is harder to pierce than a skullcrawler, the Indominus takes the edge when it comes to bite effectiveness. Auxiliary weaponry. One of the most useful tools that the Indominus Rex possesses are those front limbs capable of delivering deep wounds. These four claws, including an opposable thumb, allow the Indominus to perform better offensive maneuvers than a traditional theropod would. The composition of these claws are so strong that they could instantly pierce bulletproof glass and dig into concrete with seemingly little effort.
Yeah,
This weapon was the
the
big
way
culprit
he
that allowed the
put
Indominus
his
to bring down
dumb,
an entire
like,
herd
finger
of
through the
Apatosaurs
glass, it
and
was
other large
gave me
sauropods,
chills.
something that even large theropods won't do by themselves. The skullcrawler snaps back with a very long prehensile tail. As mentioned previously, this tail could also be used as a weapon, but also be used to keep an opponent in place or even toss them. Another weapon is its prehensile tongue. Although not as long as its tail, this tongue can be used to grab smaller limbs and pull them into its mouth, close to those bigger teeth. So which of these will inflict more damage? This is where durability comes into play once again. Remember that the Indominus Rex's corporal build can withstand being tossed around repeatedly and recover quite fast, whereas the Skullcrawler has little to no defense against deep cuts from the Indominus. Although the Skullcrawlers can technically withstand lots of surface trauma, the Indominus's claws end up causing more physical damage, giving the edge to the Indominus Rex. We are almost ready to reveal who will be the winner of this fight. Up next, the most brutal psychological attributes of these two monsters.
Sorry, guys.
X Factor. Being an animal that grew up alone and neglected by its captors only led it to become even more fearsome and a true monster. One of the most feared and outstanding abilities of the Indominus Rex is its keen ability to detect corporal weakness in other dinosaurs.